Okay, so earlier we spoke about call option. Now we are going to talk about put option. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Call option is a person has right to buy the underlying asset. So if there is a right to buy the underlying asset, there must be a right to sell the underlying asset, and that's exactly what put option captures. Put means to sell, and option means right, and that is what is right to sell. What? Right to sell the underlying asset, as I told you over here. Now here's the thing, think about it. How does that right to sell work? Let's say, for example, I have given you the right to sell the underlying asset. Let's say Reliance at $1,000. So this is your exercise price. Now think about it. If the spot price on expiration, I mean, let's say the spot price on expiration is $2,000, will you exercise your right to sell the underlying asset at 1,000 rupees in derivatives, or go in the spot market and sell at 2,000?
Go
Spot
in the spot
market.
market
So
and
then, can
sell
I
at
say in
2000.
this case you're going to decline your right to exercise? I mean, you have the right to sell. That means you also have the right to not sell the underlying asset. Am I correct?
Yes,
Right,
sir.
sir.
पर एक और बात है भैया, अगर स्पॉट प्राइस एक्साइज प्राइस से कम होता, because I don't know if you realize this person is having the right to sell the underlying asset at 1,000, so the price is fixed at what the price is, it will be sold. Can I say this person is expecting the price to fall down of the underlying asset in future?
Yes, sir.
And that is the reason why, if at all the spot price is actually 500, actually less than the exercise price, this person is thinking that, wow, something which is worth 500 in spot market, I get to sell it at 1,000 rupees in the derivatives market. And that's when you will exercise your right to sell the underlying asset. Make sure you're speaking in one breath so that you don't get confused. Why am I saying this? Because on day one, I don't know if you realize, on day one, over here I am saying that, let's say, even if it is 2,000, I am covering you. Even if it is 500, I'm going to cover you. Basically, I'm covering your risk. Why do I do that? Just like an insurance contract, I will also charge a premium, because I'm pretty much giving you insurance, a confirmation that, don't worry, I will cover for your losses and risks. So on day one, I'm going to charge a premium to you. Again, I have the fact that I'm charging a premium to you, and the fact that you're paying the money, and in return I'm giving you the right, the contract. That means I have sold the contract to you, and because you are the contract owner, you become the option owner, and you are, if the option owner, then you are long. Are you realizing? You are long what? You are long option. It doesn't matter whether it is call or put. We're going to talk about, I mean, are you getting it? Think about the purchasing or selling the option. Do not think about, when you talk about long and short, do not think about underlying. Are you getting it, all of you? So when I say long
Yes, sir.
put option, when I say you are long put option, means the long guy, look at the bottom left corner. The long is basically the option owner, and put is basically the right to sell, meaning the long put option has purchased what? He has purchased the contract. That's about it. When you open the contract, you realize that, oh, this person has the right to sell the underlying asset, and that's why in one breath you would say that the long put option has purchased the right to sell the underlying asset in one breath. And short put option, of course, this guy is going to go opposite. I mean, short put option has, if I were to say, short put, short option, so that guy has sold a contract. Now what are the deals or terms of the contract? Well, this person has sold the right to sell the underlying asset. Speak it in one breath so you'll understand. Basically, this person sold a contract. So here's the thing: when the long is exercising his right to buy the underlying asset, oh, sorry, my bad. When the long is exercising long put, when the long put is exercising his right to sell the underlying asset, the short put guy is obligated to buy the underlying asset. Are you getting it? All
Yes,
of you.
sir.
And if you want to understand this in the context of numbers, here's look at the numbers, guys. Again, we are talking about the payoff to the long put and the short put. When the exercise price is 420, exercise price is also called a strike price. We are talking about the payoff in a situation when the spot price is 430, 420, 400, 300, 100 rupees 10. Basically, in all the situations, in the situation when the spot price is above the exercise price, of course, why will you sell at 420 in derivatives market when you have the choice to sell at 430 in the spot market? So you won't exercise, your payoff will be zero. But if the spot price is 430, 420, 400, 300, 100 rupees 10, basically, in all the situations, in the situation when the spot price is above the exercise price, of course, why will you sell at 420 in the derivatives market when you have the choice to sell at 430 in the spot market? So you won't exercise, your payoff will be zero. But if the spot price is 425, again, why will you exercise your right to sell at 420 when you can easily sell at 425 in the market, spot market? So you won't exercise, your payoff will be 0. And by the way, I hope you do know also that if the payoff is 0 for long, short will also have the opposite thing, which is nil nil. And over here, when spot price is 420, exercise price is also 420, guess what? The long put option is neutral, the payoff is 0. And of course, the payoff for the short put option is also 0. But guess what? Long put option was the person expecting the price to fall. That's why he purchased what? The right to sell the underlying asset at 420. And if it actually happens, if the prices, spot prices falls later, let's say it is less than, like, so when the spot price is less than the exercise price, 300, 110, in all of these cases, the payoff to the long put will be positive. And by the way, theoretically speaking, if the spot price becomes 0, the payoff to the long put is 420. What I'm trying to say is the maximum payoff in case of long put is equal to the exercise price. What say? The maximum payoff. Are you
Yes,
getting
sir.
it? It can't go beyond that. So then can I say that long put person, and by the way, that's exactly opposite for short put, you know, negative payoff, opposite same number. So then can I say, just focus on long put, can I say for the payoff, for the put option, would be either 0 or positive? And when is positive happening? When is positive happening? When x is minus s, right? So it is maximum of 0 or x minus s. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
This is
Yes.
one important thing where I need to highlight to you. People again get confused over here. So let me write it down over here itself. See, in case of a call option, I'm talking about payoff. So payoff is who decides it's a long. So I'm talking about long only. Long call option, basically just focus on call option. If the payoff we are talking about, if we are talking about the payoff, you see the long call guy is getting into the long call position because he's expecting the price of the underlying asset to rise in future. So what he does, let's fix the price today, option contract. And if that actually happens, he'll be beneficial. So what I'm making you realize is that the long call guy will have a positive payoff only and only when s minus x is positive. When this is negative, he won't exercise. And that's why the payoff is denoted as maximum. Are you getting it? But in case of a long put option, which we are just talking about, now this person, payoff, here's the thing, the long put option, this person is getting into the long put option. What does he have? Right to sell the underlying asset at 1000. So he's getting into that position today. He must be expecting the price of the underlying in spot market to fall later. And he'll be like, okay, I'll get an advantage over here. And if that happens, when is that happening? The excess price is more than the spot price. Meaning, the maximum profit will be, the payoff, positive payoff will be when x is minus s or 0, whichever is maximum. Are you noticing for long call, it is s minus x, and for long put, it is x minus s. And are you understanding why it is like that?
Right, sir.
Because I am mentioning the word maximum. So either it is 0 or positive, which has to be s minus x, or over here in case of put, either 0 or positive. In this case, it has to be x minus s. Only then for put option guy will be positive. Are you getting it? When the exercise price is more than spot price. Are you thorough with this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. Coming back to the moneyness, basically, what is moneyness? If at all you were to exercise the put option, who are you? The long guy. Only the long guy can exercise. If at all you were to exercise the put option immediately, if at all, and in a situation where the spot price is above the exercise price, this person is not going to exercise. But if at all he is going to exercise, the payoff will be negative. We say that the option is out of the money. If the payoff is 0, we said that the option is at the money. And if the payoff is positive, we said that the option is in the money. You realize, very simple, when you talk about moneyness, whether it is call or whether it is put, it is always from the point of view of long. Second of all, One common thing between them is whether it is a call or a put. In the money means both the options are having positive payoff. At the money means in both the options spot price is equal to exercise price, and out of the money means both the options spot price and exercise price is such that they are having a negative payoff. Keep that in mind. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And again, while we are talking about put option, let's talk about put option in the context of, we are going to do this exercise but sometime. Let's talk put option in the context of premium. I mean, as I told you, payoff and profit or loss are different. So yeah, here's the thing. The same table, I'm just now adding, like I'm just like considering the premium now for the long. Wait a minute, this is the wrong table. Yeah, this is the put option table. So observe, this is spot price is 430, 420. In either case, the exercise price is 420. So the long call guy is like zero payoff. But guess what? He has paid a premium of 15. So for the not long call, sorry, my bad, long put. So for the long put guy, there is a loss of 15. Of course, when the spot price goes down, the loss reduces or it goes towards a profit. Now over here, when the spot price on expiry is 405 and the exercise price is 420 over there, the long put guy is like, hey, I can get the right to sell the underlying asset in derivatives at 420 for something which is worth 405. So over here, for the long put guy, the payoff is positive 15. Guess what? He has paid the premium of 15. So in this case, there is a break even. So if somebody is going to ask you what is a break even in case of a put option or a long put or a short put, see, the break even is going to be the same. And what is it? When the spot price is equal to exercise price minus the premium. In case of call option, the break even was exercise price plus the premium. In case of put option, it is exercise price minus a premium because you're expecting the price to go down. So only when exercise price minus the premium is 405, spot price is 405, that's when the break even happens. And guess what? If it keeps on going below that, of course, you will not only have positive payoff, but you will also have profit. You will start getting profits. 5, 105, 305, 395. Are you getting it, people?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is all about call and put option, payoff, premium, moneyness. Let's go on and do some exercise and get some good understanding about long call, long put, short put.